make you a standalone political party so that Azimio can completely cease existing through inducement and going to State House. This is not an issue of law. It is an issue of politics. Raila Amolo Odinga is the best living example within now. When he chose to move and join, I think he was where? Kanu.
Yes.
And he moved, he changed parties. He said, I am moving from this party and I'm resigning from parliament.
Oh, the first time, from Ford Kenya to NDP.
He said, I am resigning as a member of parliament of Kibla. Because I want to come back through another party. So I am going to offer myself to the people to elect me on this new ideology. If they agree with me, I'll come. If they don't, they do away with me. Now we have gotten to the absurdity that you cannot tell. UDM 11 members of parliament, whom we even financed from Azimio, and we even gave them space because we did not allow any competition from our affiliate parties in their legion. They get to parliament, and even before they are sworn in, before they even know the doors of parliament, they have defected to Karen and the other places. No, allow me to say this.
Yes.
There is no other level of dishonesty that you can get from a leader. I lie to you that I'm led, and you give me votes because you believe in this led. And then when you have left the constituency, ukifika Nairobi, you are green. If we allow these things to continue, that is why this kind of finance bill will be introduced with impunity. It is for that reason, another absurdity that is happening in this country, that we are now amending the constitution through the standing orders. Our constitution does not allow members of the executive to appear before members of parliament on the floor because we are a pure presidential system. If we want members of the cabinet, the CSs, to come before members of parliament, which is a good thing, we must go to the parliamentary system. That is a constitutional amendment that must be subjected to the referendum. Kenyans wenyewe lazima waseme, tunataka kubadilisha hii sehemu ya katiba. What are we now seeing? Back to the old KANU days, where constitutional amendments will be sneaked in through doors, rights that belong to Kenyans will be taken if we do not fight for this. And when you hear me saying the things that are now happening in Jubilee should attract maandamano in our counties, it's not a question of law. It is now the Kenyans to say, this is beyond. Is your sheria? And it will be. We will be starting maandamanos from our members in the county to protect their party. They say that, I don't want to go there, but they have said, the party leader must be moved because he was supposed to retire from politics 6 months. You know, when you interpret law like it is an ordinary, there are 3 ways of interpreting a statute. There is that way of interpreting it as the words have been put in, and it will always give you an absurdity. These characters who are moving around here have taken the President's Retirement Pensions Act and interpreted to say that the fact that he has said after 6 months you must retire from active politics is you retire so that you can get pension.
Yeah.
So the person who should be asking Uhuru, you are still active in politics, I cannot give you pension. That's it.
But who is retiring? Is it the person or is it the position that you're retiring?
Now, that's another debate. We can go to a constitutional court and you'll clarify that even that act is unconstitutional. But this is the thing about the absurdity about that interpretation. It is not the business of the office of the registrar. That is not an act of parliament that the registrar will quote. It is an act of parliament that will be quoted by the pensions people. That we cannot give you this money because we are told to give you when you have stopped active politics. But he also asked them, but hata sijawaitisha, I don't need your pension. I want to be active in what I'm doing. And you cannot use it. You cannot use that. And, it's so absurd to even see people we have nominated to even East Africa Assembly to go and represent Kenya.
Yes.
Coming up with this kind of an absurd level of thinking. Again, people who are nominated by the same party leader have now decided to come and remove him from the party.
We are discussing politicians and how politicians behave. Okay? What I wonder is,
I hope it's not a proverb. No.
It's not a proverb. I'm just saying because these are politicians and we are seeing how they behave. when you had
and there are current politicians and politicians that behaved differently there before.
When you had your rules of engagement about joining Azimio or Kenya Kwanza,
yes,
you set down the rules. Yes, you have to. You wait for 6 months, then give 3 months notice. Now, was there a clause that foresaw a situation where someone does not abide by those requirements? And if they didn't, what could you do to hold them?
Yes. And the issue is that you'll go to the political parties dispute tribunal. And you also have to have an internal party mechanism. Now, this is why I'm saying there is the law and the politics. You can engage in those organs of the party. But if there is no honesty